Greetings everyone, it's me Wrestler and welcome to Banished. Now I said on the channel that I was going to do this one and because I said it was one of the more simpler city builders. If you want to get your views city builders, Banished is probably one to do. And so this is Banished. It's a really pretty game if you ask me. Basically, this is developed by you can see that it's pretty small studio called Spinning Rock. And this is Banished. And it's pretty well, pretty popular. Has a really nice modding community. And I'm playing with some mods here. Nothing that impacts the gameplay. This is actually the storage bar and the stock file that you see right here, and the people. This is base game. The only, I guess, mods I have are things that like give old growth forests, there's no forests. Also specialized stockpiles, so I can pull a stockpile that actually like is for like one resource by itself. And then stone bridge and a couple buildings, like farming, like fish farming and a dairy thing. But other than that, I don't have anything that really impacts the game. I don't have anything that makes the fields better or makes the orchards better or makes the citizens busier, because they're pretty good. Oh, I do have one of them out. Sorry, I forgot to mention it. In Banished, the kids age up quite quickly. It's usually 1 year for what they usually go from age 1 in the spring and age 4 or 5 next spring, because they age 1 per season. I have a mod that has changed that now. It's 1 year per 1 year. So it says early spring 1 in the upper corner. Early spring 2 is when they will be to the next age. So it slows down the aging, makes it a little bit more realistic. Also, that mod also your 7-year-olds is when they can start working, but it makes them do appropriate 7-year-old jobs. Like, when you're 7, it's not like, yeah, you're in construction now. It doesn't work that way. It will have them doing jobs that don't require nearly as much physical strength as say a 20-year-old would have, or something like that. You're 7, so you're gonna have a job that doesn't require too much upper body strength until you get, until you grow up. And then that mod also stops. There used to be in the base game, 8 and 9-year-olds are getting married and having kids when they're 12, which is kind of strange, and such. This mod, what I have for the aging, stops that. They don't get married. They don't live together and get married until they're 15, and 16 is the earliest they start having children. So it makes it a little bit better. So these are your people. You start out with about 16 people or so. So you see up in here, 10 adults and 6 children. And then there are students in the middle, which are basically teenagers. Now you don't get teenagers because it says it's students, you don't get students until you build a schoolhouse. So you don't have to build a schoolhouse right now. Heck, you could never build a schoolhouse. You just have to grow. A schoolhouse eventually, though, is something that's good. They go to school until they're 15. That's also part of the mod. And so educated workers work better in certain jobs. Like, obviously, like, there's some jobs where if you're uneducated, it's not going to matter at all. But like your farmers and your gatherers and your herbalists, and your blacksmiths, jobs like that, if they're educated, they do better. Like they gather faster, they make better tools or so. And it's not like if you have an educated occupation, your tools are going to break quicker. It's more of they make them faster. Sorry, it's not better, faster. So anyways, so this is what you start with, and there are quite a few options down here to build things. And so you see the mini map down there. So you have a river, and there are animals, and then so yeah, we have a pretty nice one. It goes up to a big area here. Let's go back to our people here. And sorry if you're going to look at the mouse. My mouse pad, the mouse pad actually is supposed to arrive on the day this is recording, but it hasn't gotten here yet, so can't replace it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down. The resources are up here, so you've got wood, stone, and iron. Now in this, you don't have to have the resources to actually build something like a house. You can place it down and without the resources, and they will put the resources there as they're gathered. So we'll do a road first, though, because it's good to have a road. And let's see here, road. And by the way, all these things, this is part of the menu. I'm sorry if they seem abrasive, but these are things, you know, this has resources, event log, this is where you assign professions, and it's good to have the map down here. You don't have to have these things on the screen, I just happen to prefer it because it makes things easier. So the first thing we're going to build is a woodcutter for firewood purposes. So we're going to put it in here. And I like to leave one thing of space between so we can put a path there if need be. However, with this being this close to water, I think it's going to have a path going up here, so I'm going to put it right next to the storage, plug with the storage barn. So I'm going to do that. And then it's still paused, by the way, that's why people aren't moving here when they're thought that was pretty apparent, but just make sure that you guys all know. It's just paused, yeah. I can do that, yeah. So one of the things you want to do right away, so you can get done, is you can get fields going. And you want to do about 10 by 10 fields or so. So let's see here. Let's build it right here. 10 by 10, perfect. And then we'll build another one right next to it with a path down the middle. So that's 10 by 10. So then you got that. So then we can go. Okay, well, let's put a road on the side. There we go. And then we'll put a road down the middle, and we'll put a road along the side of this. So you see, these things are in the way. People will remove things that are in the way. So we're gonna put. First off, let's make it. So see, right here is the number of workers that will work here once it's done. And 10 by 10 doesn't need 2, so we're gonna go with 1 worker. And we're going to assign peppers to this one, and the other one we'll also make 1 worker, and we'll assign pumpkins. So, and then up here you see, you know, farmer 2, and that's the question mark. So 2 people doing that job. And then the next thing we need to build is now wooden houses. So there's wooden houses, there's stone houses, and there's boarding houses. Now boarding houses is a good thing to do at times because it's huge and it can house everybody. The only problem with boarding house that I found though is that when you have a boarding house, these things bring all the food there, and then when you get, you know, other houses to move them out, it takes them a while to get the food out of there, and then they kind of starve sometimes and die. So I'm going to go with stone houses actually, instead of building stone houses. Stone houses require a lot of resources, but they keep citizens warmer, and thus request less firewood. So we're going to go like this, and like this. You're going to need more than 4 houses. Laying these down for now. Go like that. And then let's figure about building extra houses. So, because you sometimes want to leave this area open for more crops. But down here, right here, I need more crops. But I can't say that for sure yet, so we're going to wait on that. And we're going to go with 4 houses for now and see what we got after that. We're also going to go with a stockpile that's specialized for firewood, because otherwise your normal stockpile is packed with firewood. So we're going to go like this, and a large stockpile. And so now you see up here, we have 8 laborers left, and 11 builders are needed to do all the jobs all at the same time. But we're going to pause some of these jobs. And you don't need to assign 11 builders necessarily. Some of them do jobs if there aren't any builders. But the reason I pause some of these is because I want some of these buildings to actually be prioritized. So I want the woodcutter to be built first, and I want, you know, these 2 houses in a stockpile too. They have to be built, and then we'll move on to the other 2. So let's assign 4 builders. That's pretty good. And let's see what else we can do here. Yeah, let's do that for now, and we will press play. And people will go, so everyone goes to the storage barn first. So the storage barn has some coats, it has some potatoes in it, it has food, potatoes and everything, and it has a bunch of tools. So you see all the coats and tools going down because everyone's grabbing these. Now the children will mostly do nothing, you know, they'll play, and you know, when they have enough days. And the houses is just, you know, moving, and so, you know, 16-year-old houses 4x4. Well, not everybody is a family of 4, so you might need 5, even 6 houses. Sometimes just couples moving. I wish you could prioritize in your families, but you can't prioritize families moving into houses. So, Because just as couples where you guys can families inside with children. But not the case. So anyway, so here's your stockpile, and your stockpile's got a bunch of stuff in it. So we already have 200 firewood, which is actually the limit, but I will be raising that limit. And then we got 40 iron. So yeah, everything will be scrapped. So you see, there are tons of resources here. So what you want to do at some point is you want to click remove resources, and you want to highlight a huge area. So you want to go, yeah, let's remove all these, and let's remove all these. So because we're going to need more stone, so you just want to say, yeah, all the stone. Tons, remove as much wood, because a lot of these resources, we're going to need a lot of these. So, it's a good idea to get the resource area that you're removing filled out, early on. So as you can see, everything's being chopped down. See, they cleared this one out already, and they already got some wood here, and they're already building the wood cutter. So, your builders will build things. They'll build the road, which is what that one guy's doing over there. This guy's building the road. They love building roads for some reason. It's amazing. There can be buildings sitting around that need to be built, and they can build the road for that. So as you can see, that guy, he's not even carrying resources to the building site. He's building the road. So laborers and builders will carry resources to the building site. And your farmers, you're wondering, well, what happens in the winter with farmers when you put things up? Farmers actually turn into laborers in the winter. You don't see it up here, but that's how they act. So woodcutters build that quick. So we'll have one woodcutter work there. And it's the same with your woodcutter. He's at the resource limit, which he is right now. He will go and do labor things. And the minute that drops below 200, he'll, or whatever limit you have, he will go and start chopping. And and then I had 100 per house. I'm pretty sure most houses are 100. But I found that if you had 100 per house, you usually have a pretty steady amount, or not steady use, but you have a pretty nice high amount of firewood, and you aren't going to get cold, because your people can die from being cold. So you see here, the iron is the last thing, and the minute that all brings you about the foundation up here, so it's not like all building it step by step. But you do see things shaking up. So, in the minute that house is finished, I'll be up with the fire. When years ago, they're going to have to start on a stockpile. Usually we build them, they don't need to be built unless there's, things in the way like these were. And just a fair warning while you're watching this thing can be infuriating in the sense that there can be really obvious things to do, or make her like one more nail to push in, and the builder will just walk away, and you're just thinking like, why are you not, just finish the job, You're like right there, but but reservoir stone is low as you can see, it's really spring up there. And you'll see tons of things up there. You'll see resources low, people dying, people being born, people being ready to work. There's all types of crazy stuff up there that will tell you. Things that will tell you. So it's really quite useful to have that event log up there to tell you. Just like later on when you have a trading post, when traders have arrived, they tell you up there, I hate the traders arrive at the trading post. And sometimes, eventually when you get a really big village, you're trying to do all these big management, and then you look at the event log, traders arrive, okay, I gotta go there and do the trading. And this is resources low, okay, I gotta go and do this. Oh crap, somebody died, I need to replace them, or maybe I don't have to replace them, things like that. So, there's all types of things. They're going to move this last one here, this last resource, I think so. And boom, that stockpile is ready to go. So, actually, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. So you see, the limit's gone. Oh, that's 300. And so now, so we got this one built, and that one. And so now they're going to start they in order of things to be built down, you put down, but say I put down a house, and then I put down another house, and another house like that, and I pause. I'll let you pause close to the back of the queue. So you unpause it, so if they start looking at others, or you say, and you unpause it, and be like, yeah, okay, but, these two are in front. for safety organized. So, I just have that after this house is flat right now. On pause now. The pause now. You get the idea. So this is what I mean by couple fusion. So this is a couple, and they moved in. So now it's 16 people who have no house. Now we have 14 people. At the corner up there. So you kind of get a little bit angry when like these guys do. And it'll tell you the names and their ages and their jobs and their gender. Now, I know you're looking at that and you're going, what is that? Yeah, the names, I don't control them. You can't rename your villagers, I'm sorry to say. But yeah, they have strange names. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah. I've seen, in this game, I've seen names that are, normal names in this game are like things that are meant to be like mentioned like, oh, it's a normal name. Strange names, it's just kind of like, in this game, it's kind of like, well, yeah, Now, you look at the yield, and pumpkins are 32 and the peppers are 23. That's not worrisome. Different crops grow at different speeds and with different climates. Now, this is usually your climate is mild, harsh, and dry. This is the mild is the normal one, temperate one. And so this is that. And so what the weather is actually does matter. I've had games where I had a much wetter spring than usual, and I didn't get as much food, and I've had games where the spring. So the climate does vary, but it does, and it also does matter for the crops. So the rain right now is fine, so to speak. It's just you don't want it to become a commonplace. You don't want it to be raining, through all the seasons. This doesn't go by months, this goes by seasons. We have early spring, late spring, early summer, late summer, and so on and so forth. So each season has 3 stages. And eventually you kind of start doing things based on the stage. You'll be like, I'll have them, I'll have the foresters start planting in late autumn, or stop planting in late autumn and have them start planting in spring, and I'll have them cutting and planting throughout spring, and then summer they'll just plant, there's nothing to plant, and then they'll have them cut. So yeah, that's just a generalized kind of example, but that is something you can do. So that's something to back in your head. And so you want to start kind of plan things out in advance, even if you're not going to do like a blacksmith. You're going to need that because eventually you're going to have tools. So you probably want to put that something like, maybe like right here, and then you put a space in between it, and then you go like this, and then you pause it right away so they don't build it. And then you have that place down for the future, so for the road that goes along that. Most buildings have the front of them, where the green big markers are, will make up for the is where the road is supposed to be. You can build the road further out, but I'm just going by the way I do. See, that's a firewood stockpile, so the woodcutter doesn't have to go very far. You can get right back to cutting, and you can put it all there. So there is firewood here, because this is a general stockpile for anything. But eventually all of it's going to go in that other stockpile. So, and I will never remove this one. This one I'm going to keep here because it's just huge. But eventually you'll start building other stockpiles around that. All the food always goes in the barns. More barns eventually is clean. But stockpiles are what you're building generally first and foremost, and dealing with those. So get this stone and tree taken down too. So you see here they got they're placing stone here as it comes in. So logs are plentiful. They got tons of logs, and you need tons of logs because you need construction and for firewood. Your woodcutter will be very liberal and will take things and chop them. So you need to have a steady supply of logs for your woodcutter, and eventually you can build a forestry lodge, and they will do that. But forestry lodges I found sadly never seem to really keep up with the demand. So what are we doing here? Oh, so yeah, you'll see people like this, care and resources, go pick up others. And people will regularly mine resources and use the stockpile there if they have another job to do, and because they know someone else is picking it up. So it's not as if people are necessarily always leaving jobs. They know someone else is going to come do it. Now when it comes to building, like I mentioned beforehand, I don't know what that's all about. So you see things starting to come in, so there's that. So see, this is cotton way up. In fact, it's overtaken. This is at 32, this is at 23, this is at 51 now, and this is at 48%. So you can see the rain did a lot of good. Now the sun's come out, and they're taking full advantage of the sun after getting good rain. So, and your crops always kind of do pretty well in the first year. They do better later on with the rich soil, but one bad season can turn things around. And I think they're probably going to build an orchard. And the orchard is a lot bigger, and an orchard takes a lot longer for to start producing any food that's useful, you know? It usually takes 2 or 3 seasons before they actually start harvesting. You'll see these beautiful trees, and you'll think, oh boy, that's a lot of food, and in reality, it's not very much at all. So, gosh, we almost got all the stones for that one. And that's so much that one. So this one needs 2 more stones until they did build that. Keep in mind, if people are homeless in this, they will die. Like I said, this game is a little bit more forgiving than Austria, but it still can be just as unforgiving and harsh if need be. And now that you're going, well, why are you doing 4 houses for a couple of here? You need a big house. The reason I had to build a house down here is, one, there are resources down here, and if you build things down here, sometimes it takes longer. But secondly, I'm building down here because the orchard is really useful. So what you want to do is kind of plot out the orchard. You know, it's probably going to be about this big or so. So you want to go, okay, well, I need to clear out this much for the orchard, so I'm going to go like this and mark it down like that. Now, I'm not sure if the orchard is going to be that big. I'm not sure if it can be that big. Orchards are limited in size. Orchards need to be bigger. And you don't need, I mean, if you have a really, really massive orchard, you can already build it by itself. Orchards are also only need 1. Now, the bigger the field, like if I had a 20 by 20 crop field, I'd probably have 3 guys, not just 2. But when it's limited and compacted this size, and they can, you know, easily get to the big, you know, and there's roads and houses nearby, do that. Because if the houses are nearby, then maybe you need 2 people because, you know, it's a long walk, you know, and, you know, one person can't manage it by themselves. But if you have the houses nearby like this, you know, and such, you don't necessarily need at all. So, and villagers here will usually take a job place that's close to where they live. And if they are far away, then sometimes they switch jobs. So the person who is closest to that place of work, they will switch jobs to that place of work. I've seen a woodcutter change twice at one point because I was in the house and they switch out who the first woodcutter was. So that one happened. So it's nice when they're using start to unpause the next building unit from the computer. And then get this up to 400 so the woodcutter doesn't stop at all. So this one's in, and you see a family of 4 moved in, and there's Lee, who's 6. And when Lee turns 7, he'll be 11 now. You don't, now, there is a thought process behind building houses for those who can move out, because you can't really get married and have kids until he's 15. You really don't need to have an extra house for them to move into right away. So it's good to have houses queued up and such, so to speak. But at the same time, you don't need to build the house right away because he's 7 and he's working. You're not going to have him moving out at that time. So he's got a couple of years before he goes anywhere. So. And then when it comes to resource removal, you can also I'm using all resources, but you can do ones like, you don't want to remove the trees, you can say, I just want to collect stone, you know, that's right there. So you go stone like that, you know, and then it selects all the stone in that area without the trees. And there is thought of doing that. You know, some people, you know, I have friends who, you know, prefer to cut down as many trees as possible. I like to keep trees around because trees can actually regrow, and also sometimes trees will help improve certain things. If you have a good amount of trees, that are nearby, your gatherer who gets herbs and stuff, or your herbalist who gets roots and things, or your herbalist who gets herbs for medicine, will have a much better time because there's things growing. Um, so there is a school of thought, a legitimate school of thought, that you would build your herbalist across from your forester. I've done, or your gatherer, or both. I've done that, and it works really well. You get a lot of resources, but at the same time, if you're not building a forester right away, and I don't build a forester right away, you want to have that. You want to have those things there before you can building a forester right away. And even if you are, you need to have that forester intake. It's not going to be producing plants right away. So the next thing we're going to do, why everyone's going to take some fishing docks down. Now, fishing docks are really good, especially in the winter. They don't produce tons of food. They're not the best food producing thing, but they are very useful. So, fishing docks right here. I'm going to pause that too. Now, fishing docks there's spots for 4 people in there. Now, you don't need 4 people necessarily working on it. 1 or 2 will do the job well. Once you get 4 people, you really start getting fish rolling in. It's good to have. So the fishing dock isn't necessarily so much good for the winter as it is good for the spring and the summer. Because you notice here, in the spring and the summer, you're growing food, you're not getting food. So sometimes in the spring and the summer, you start having shortages because everyone ate tons in the winter and nothing was being grown in the winter. So then during the spring and the summer, when you're growing, you're running low on food, because during the winter you were fine, during the fall and winter you were fine, but come summer and spring when there's no food being made, there's no food in the forest because you're growing it, you can have problems. And that's when the fishing dock comes in handy, and the gatherer. Now, it starts you off with a healthy supply of a lot of food, and I got 1,000 food right now. So you are usually fine for the first year or 2, but you can quickly become, especially if people start having kids, it can be very, very, very out of hand. And then you have real problems like So there's that. So you see we got 400 wood as the limit of resources. And there's a limit for everything. There's a limit for stone, there's a limit for logs, there's a limit for food. The limit for food is set at 5,000, so it's hard to get there, but there's a limit for tools. Once you go blacksmith, there are resource limits. There's a button right here that shows you. Here, I'll find it, guys. Here it is. This is the limit of resources. So you can have that up. You can see there's different limits on everything. And it's not a bad idea to raise those limits sometimes. You can type in your own limits. Those guys by multiples of 50 or 100. But you can type in your own limits. One time we were doing tools, and tools go from 50 to 150, so I typed in 75. Because I didn't want to increase too many tools at the time. Also you have to be smart about what buildings you build. I didn't pause the blacksmith for this because I didn't have the resources. I paused it more because of the people. I have 4 builders, and you can dial the builders back eventually. But right now, I don't have enough people to man all the jobs without sacrificing laborers. So that's a thing to think about. And that's why, eventually your building will slow down, and sometimes you don't have any builders rostered. Because, why? You don't need builders rostered because you're not building anything, and such. So, and unlike Austria, builders, there isn't gender discrimination here. You can't make not gender discrimination. There's not genderized jobs here, and you can't do anything to change gender. I'm sure there's a mod out there that probably does something along that lines, but I don't have it. So jobs are just assigned randomly here. It's kind of like in Austria when you add somebody to a building, they go, yeah. You add somebody to a job position here that's out of place, and someone takes on the job. It doesn't matter. The only thing that is actually monitored here is kind of like that 1 by 1 year mod is kind of monitors. So like you'll see usually 7-year-olds mean like farmers or fishermen, or herbalists or gatherers, gathering things business. Like I said, cutting or blacksmith, things that require either education if they don't have children, or that require massive upper body strength, which at 7 years old, most kids, no matter what gender, will not have the upper body strength that some of these jobs would ask for. If you're 7 years old and they're telling you here, take care of all the stone and build a house, that's probably not going to be happening. I don't think any job site would trust a 7-year-old to carry over 5 full blocks of stone and start building a house without some supervision. And you'll see randomly, there are times of confusion with things. You'll see random people walking out of the work site trying to resource situation. Like, why are you walking out the work site or still there? People actually go and pick up resources from the work site and transport them to where they're supposed to go. So, like when the fields start getting harvested, that will be a thing. The farmers will be picking up, will be doing, they do a lot of themselves, people will go and pick up barrels of food that are in the field when they start harvesting. So we're in summer now, and so what will happen is most of the time when it comes to fields, they get to 99% or 100%, and then they start harvesting automatically. You don't have to worry about it. Now there are times where the season doesn't go so well, and then they're at like 70%, and it's like late autumn, and you're like, okay, and you put harvest, and they start harvesting right away. And also working, working this location. So now I'm a little bit worried actually. It's raining in the middle of summer, and both these fields haven't grown very much, and that's what worries me a little bit. They're kind of late to the party. So I'm a little bit worried about our crops, especially the pumpkins, because why this one has gone steadily up, this has been at 48% forever. So I don't know if all of a sudden it's going to, they base these on the actual row crops, so I don't know if pumpkins are also all of a sudden just going to pop and grow like crazy. I don't know the way things go there. So, this guy's reached his limit. So, we're waiting for this house to be finished. And people work slower when the weather's bad. So in the winter, I tend to try and not build things unless they're critical, because in the winter, building things takes a really, really long time. So then what do you do in the winter? Well, you have people on labors, and you gather resources, and you have resources get gathered. And you have you do jobs like that. So let me see here. I think we work stone. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to say, okay, people gather some resources. And I'm going to do trees good and really good, so we kind of gather all of this. So everyone needs to go back here. And it's somewhat interesting to see at times when you have people, you'll put down like a resource gathering area and no one's been gathering resources forever, and all of a sudden you'll see everybody stuff, kind of like everybody is on a job, or who are even labored until all of a sudden it's kind of like fully migrates over there. You see a lot of people walking over there. And that might be why this house hasn't been completed yet. They might have stone and the stockpile they're putting it in other places, So you'll see everyone coming over here to handle food. And so that's what I like about it. They won't, why they do the resources that you highlighted first. If they need a particular one, they'll go after it. So that's why that guy went past all those trees that were highlighted and went straight to the stone, because they know, you really know you need it. And it's uncommon to see people do several things. See, you get stone, you mine stone now and you stop at a tree. So, they'll get, so sometimes they'll mine it and pick it up right away. Sometimes they'll do several different mining jobs and then they'll scroll off and take some rest. Or they'll pick up a bunch of other jobs and do that there. So this guy, he's mining stone here. He's sort of really the first sack of stone that he had. So, and this is why I say stockpiles, other stockpiles are good. Because if you gather resources, not necessarily here, but if you were, say, over here because you can do the bridge, you want to have a stockpile here. Because you don't want them walking all the way over, because then it takes forever to get resources brought back. So, so you see most of the firewood, the majority of the people, sort of good pieces there. There's about 329 here, but over half of it is that firewood stockpile. And the idea is to free up, the idea of putting the firewood stockpile, one is to centralize all of them in one location. The other idea too is to free up these stockpiles. You can fill your stockpiles and then you have problems when you have people, they won't stop gathering resources, they'll start putting them all on the side of the road. And they don't count, so you don't know how many you have. So it's a good idea to have a stockpile that's free up this stockpile for more resources. Because you might say, oh, you're low on all these resources, but trust me, you eventually will make up for it. So I'm pulling this house out. And you'll probably start on that house before long, but you want to make sure that you have tons of it. So, back here, you don't necessarily want to chop down the trees yet. So you're going to say, okay, I want all this stone, and then I want all this iron. Now, iron is not important yet. We're using 10 iron for the houses, but we have, but we're not low on iron necessarily. When you start making tools, you'll get low on iron. Iron and logs is what you use for tools. So you'll start getting that type of thing at the floor, the blacksmith. You'll start getting low iron points because of the fire sometimes. There's that thing so there is that and such. So yeah, so this is Banished. And you'll see it's late summer now, so let's take a look at these crops here. We got 7. Oh wow. Okay, so the pumpkins are still worried about because we're still at 48%. The peppers, though, I think we should make it. I know pumpkins are usually a fall crop, and that might be why they haven't popped yet. So they might pop in the fall here, and they might just be waiting. Whereas the peppers, on the other hand, I know for a fact because I've grown peppers myself, that peppers are a more warmer crop that can be harvested. So do that, and we'll up that to 500 right there, and we got another house and another family. So we got 2 6-year-olds. Wow. So we got, like I said, you look at the names. Almeyer and Holy and Olula. Like I said, the names are very strange in this game. So, I mean, look at this. A child named Yogu. Late days. Something was born. Who had this child? They did, okay. This is what you had before. Now there's another name called Folktale. Folktale for the village is, we have 3 people in it. 6 people in it. So even if this next one is a family of 2, next one will be a family, probably a family of 4 now. Again, that's a real pickle. But usually 5 houses is more than enough, and then you want to place other houses eventually. But if we have no one who's the age of moving out, and they can move out from the session because they do that with the house. So you don't have to move out to the 15, you don't need a house, but you still have a good place. So it looks like the orchard field area is ready. So we're going to place the orchard now. I'm not going to have anybody work at it necessarily to see how big I can get this thing. So I'm going to put all the way over here. You can see orchard is too large. So yeah, but you can't get it here. So 16 is the limit. So have a 16 by 10 orchard, or 16 by 9 orchard. So 15 by 9 orchard is what we're going to do. And place that right there. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the orchard smaller. So, I'm going to make going to put another field right here of peppers. So I'm going to place these little 2 by 6. And this is 12 by 8. And place it right there. So it's not useful. It's not used. It can't be used yet because of that one little tree right there. But we'll get rid of that. We got these that are building, and this one is the one that's on the cube. Now this is it says, you know, you saw the builder got added up there because of this. Somebody will do this real quickly. Usually, you can't hit up priority. You know, you can say, hey, you know, please get this done because you know, good job. So see, we have become an adult with these labor. So, not that. We moved over here. So you 7. He's laboring out, so you have another worker, and which is great. Which it is great. So, because then you can have the job. So now might be time to go to fisherman's time. You know, that'd be the next thing to do is you have workers. So see, high priority, and they okay. Now, hopefully they pick up the wood and they like that, yeah. So, so here we go, 1 worker, and we go, okay. So, pairs. And we can, you know what, we became a work labor, so we'll have to do that, because you want to kind of play that, because you go, okay, well, we have people here with labor, so we'll be okay. So, and since it takes so long to grow, you want to have these doing that right away. And then what you want to do is you want to go, okay, so I'm going to go 10 by 10 here. So they can't, so you're going to go, okay, I'm going to go 9 by 10. And I'm going to say, 1 worker, and peppers is going to say work. So that signifies it's ready to go, but there's no workers there. It's fine, because we need the labor that we have. So will workers go there? Someday, but fishermen and like probably they want to plan out like that plan. So right now we're just waiting for stone to roll in. To build that house right here. Over here. So as you can see, there's a lot of stone. Now eventually, you know, you might be thinking to yourself, well, yeah, but what happens when you run out of that stone that you're gathering around? That that is planned for. There are quarries that you can build, and so a quarry will be something that we will look into. Out of the way, and we'll get these out of the way, and we'll get some of these out of the way as well. Make a clear path, and we'll go so you see now, right? Now I don't know what this was at when they started harvesting it. I don't think it was at 99%, but this is how they start harvesting things. That gets blacked out, and the yield starts going down as they harvest more. So the pumpkins, not the best crop necessarily. It doesn't mean that you don't plant them. It's just the climate is conducive to them. Well, not climate, the weather is not helpful to them, or the weather helps the peppers. But we should be okay in terms of food production. Now, your villagers will take certain food items first, and it's just a toss-up. It's not like you know which food item to take first. And the idea is not to panic too much. It's not like, oh, well, they only took this, so I'm going to grow all those, because not all of them will take the same food item first. And if you grow nothing but the same food item, it's not that they'll get angry or something, but or not eat. It's just, it's a good idea to have variety, because there are stages later on in the game when you'll have villagers that actually won't eat what you grow. So it's, in terms of the fact that you can grow all one crop. So if I saw and it's like, man, they're all taking peppers and they're leaving the pumpkins behind, they leave the pumpkins last. And I go, well, let's grow 3 or 4 fields of peppers. Well, that's great, and they'll probably be happy. But once you start getting more villagers, and then like you keep building them more, nomads eventually people will start leaving peppers in the barn because they don't want to eat peppers. Maybe they want to eat fish. Well, there's not as many fish as there are peppers, obviously. So people are hungry, and you're going, why are you hungry? I have food. I have tons of food. Why are you not eating the food? Well, because they don't like peppers. So that's something to think about with your village. So instead of going down there, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to build these right away, but I'm going to build some houses down this way for later. So you can go to the house here, and this is one house I can put. Yeah. So okay, there you go. So one house actually, since I can't put more, I might be. Because usually you don't want to put houses at these corners right here, but seeing as there's nothing beyond this, I don't think it's going to be a problem. So, put a house there, and there's not going to be a path between those two houses, that's why. So the two houses next to each other, and that should be, yeah. So we got two extra houses to build, eventually, not right away, obviously. And so we'll get this house here built, and we got 5 minutes, right? So people eventually will get around to building houses. You know, they'll kind of, it's autumn right now, and you know, people are working as fast as they can as resources come into stone. But you'll notice that around late autumn, when it starts to get colder, and there's not one house left, people will really start to get motivated. It's kind of strange. The villagers kind of dilly-dally around, you know, we'll kind of get to this house, and then all of a sudden it starts getting cold, and we're like, okay, we're going to get that house built, you know, because, you know, they don't want to be cold. I think we should be okay. I don't think anyone's going to be cold and die. And if your villagers don't have a home and they are cold, they will actually go to the doorway of another house and warm up. So it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to die right away. They still can die. They can't get to that house in time. But you're usually okay. And then eventually since their resources over here are going to start this inbuild, eventually, you know, in terms of natural resources gathering, if you don't have a quarry or a mine right away, mines for iron and for stone, you can build a bridge across here, stone or wood bridge. Here, right here, there's a wooden bridge. There's tunnels. Now tunnels go through the mountains. They take tons of stone resources. But it's nice to build a little bridge across here and have them gather all the stuff over here. So as you can see, this little thing right here. And so right here is where you build the fishing and where you build the trading post too. So you can build fish in the main lake area. A trading post has to be on a river so that the trader can come through. Fish has to be on a river or here. You could also do, you know, build a fishing hut right here, and that might be wise to do because they'd be far enough away. Because fishing has a radius. The radius is small. So building one over here would not be a niche, but that's not. So you know, we don't have to the manpower to run effectively. So we're gonna build this house, and this house is done. We'll probably get the fishing hut construction unpaused as well, and we'll build that. So, but this house is critical if they build. They're bringing in quite a few resources to that house. So that's good. This house is not cheap. Where's the builder go? Okay, so you see they're harvesting the fields here. We got 1,200 food counted. So we're doing pretty well with food. And it's not as if this is the only food. People out here will find food at times and bring them in. Now you want to see rich mushrooms and all that can cost you. Unless you have a gatherer. When you have a gatherer that's dedicated to doing just that alone, you get a ton of food. And so you might say, wow, well, gatherers can build right away, and I have more rare that. It's just a matter of a gatherer job. Has to be forest in there again. And there's a forest in there right over here. But it's a little bit far away, and we zoom out here, you see there are lots of forested areas and such around the island, or the mountain, I guess the continent. And there's ones over here. So this is where you could gather out this area with the mountain. But you want to get people living out that way first, because that's a really far little walk for people. So you want to get things being done out there first, and then you can get around to that. Road like this out there. And sometimes, the road up here, one extra house, yeah. So, and sometimes there is wisdom in putting a gatherer like over here, closer to the storage part. So that's a thought to be had. Since we're building that road out, we might as well put a house in that area. So as you can see, the grid is slowly starting to go away. Yeah, I am a bit OCD on that, but for those of you who are going, yes, it's early. I'm sorry if it's messing me, if it's screwing me, it's messing with me. So you see, we got a family of 3 here. So there are 3 people left in the house, and this one should be it. Because, let's see, is that a child? Yeah, so when you see a child is one of the homeless people, you could be assured that this one is going to be a family of 3. It's not going to be a couple. Is that child, if you belong to every family, would be that. These houses, as you see, can handle a lot of people, not just 5. Where you see 5 slots, they can handle a lot of people, you know, and such. And so that's why you don't move kids out, move into their own homes, because their parents might have more kids. And there is something to be said about when you start getting nomads to come in and you don't have a spot problem and you have a real problem in your hands, because you have all these nomads coming in and you're thinking, you know, oh my goodness, I don't have enough housing for all of them, so you don't. And there's worry, you know, worry sets in and such. So we got 500 people, right? So we got 4 houses, so let's go up to 600. Wait, I think the next logical step. And so you have people doing things, and you know, and so basically when you're at this point in the game, you're just kind of waiting for things to happen. It's early winter, I believe. It's late autumn. The snow starts to fall, and you start to get things, and people, you know, gather. Get this stone queued up to get gathered. So, you know, you might think, man, people are going far out to gather. What about cold? Well, yeah. It's not that it's not that your villagers are idiots. They will, you know, they don't stay there, you know, and gather at all costs, you know. I don't care how cold it is. They actually will head back when you got to, I don't know if the word is harsh, but too cold to eat. Now you see this guy, Weave. Is that the same guy? That's Weave Jr. apparently. So you see this guy working on the orchard. That's why you have someone working the orchard, right? Because orchard work is year-round, pretty much. There are times when they will go and gather things, but you know, but this guy, but most guys who work on orchards in the game have to work year-round because the orchard takes plenty of seasons to get ready to go, and so that's why he's working around. Orchard takes a lot of work. So an orchard is something that you want to build early. And you kind of have to decide if you want to build an orchard or not. And you kind of have to decide right away, because if you say, no, I'm not going to build an orchard, okay, that's fine, you know, don't build an orchard. But at the same time, you have to remember, if you don't build an orchard, why that's completely okay, you have to be prepared for the fact, the eventuality, so to speak, that you're probably not going to build an orchard later. Unless you have tons of extra resources and tons of extra villagers. Because if you assign a worker to an orchard, chances are you're never going to see him again doing any other job, so to speak. He's going to be working at that orchard for the rest of his life. Or he's going to quit out of stress and someone else will take up the thankless, never-ending job of working at the orchard. So orchards eventually can be very, very good and profitable, because when you're trading resources and you're trading away to extra tools you have, you know, and you're trying to get things, orchards sometimes can provide you a lot of really good things. And I keep mentioning trading, and I know you talked about trading with the library. When it comes to trading in this game, when you start there's medium hard, and I think there's like one more that's harder. So I start on medium. Medium gives you the storage barn and the stockpile. Hard gives you nothing. Gives you enough resources for the storage barn, but that's about it. So you have to build the storage barn right away. Easy gives you the storage part of the stockpile, and it doesn't give you anything else except it gives you tons of extra resources. It gives you seeds and it gives you animals. Yeah, I like the medium because medium makes it a little bit harder. It gives you 2 seeds and 1 farm seeds and 1 orchid seed. And sometimes if you get potatoes, you get 1 farm seed. Because, or corn, sometimes it gives you 1 farm seed because it produces so much food. Because different crops do, like corn gives you tons of food. But so on this tutorial, in order to get more seeds, orchard or farm seeds, and even just animals, livestock that you can start growing, you need to trade for that. So you build a trade post, the trader comes through, and you go, okay, I want to start doing sheep, so you trade for 2 sheep. But you have to trade equal amount of resources. If you have an orchard, you might have a bunch of fruit that you can trade for 2 sheep, put in the livestock then, and then your sheep start growing. You can't get 1 sheep and expect to have more than that. You need 2 sheep to make. And you ever choose male or female, you choose 2 sheep in the game. And it's like, yeah, we understand. What you're looking to get. So, and it's usually a good idea to have a livestock pen when you do that. So you go to trading post and use a livestock pen, you go, okay, next term. And you don't have to worry about, oh, I use livestock. The trader brings what he brings every single time is randomized. So the trader might bring livestock, because the worst thing you want to do is bring livestock and you go, oh, I want to get the 7 out of 10. And while it's not bad, it's not like you can't get them, but let's say you sit in the trading post not getting fed and not breeding, and so you want to get livestock and you put them in there right away, and you want to have a villager breed if you want to herd some. So there is all that to think about. So you see, I said I don't build a winter, and I hold true to that. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm breaking that to show you guys. It's just I couldn't really prevent it in this way, and you're gonna do some races the first winter and need to get these built. So, but generally, when you get this house built, it's critical. And I said things like critical. So that blacksmith over there, the plots, that can wait. The fisherman hut, it's already underway, so you might as well finish it. This house needs to be built. So this house right away, built right away. So and the fishermen pretty much work year round. So in the winter, fish production is almost at a standstill, but you need a fish here and there. So you see that house is built. And boom. So no one is home. So everyone has a home now. This is excellent. So you see only 2 builders are needed. So I'm just going to go down to 2 builders for right now. And we have 5 laborers. And we have 7 technically because those 2 farmers are working. So we have some quick speed up. We're trying to get them on with this one done eventually. And then so you see the foundation built for that. And then it just becomes a matter of gathering resources and branching out to build the next resource. So this is where you're going to get the next set of resources. So I said something about going over the river to get those, and so I'm going to lay out, I'm not going to build it, but I'm going to lay out a bridge foundation. So let's see. Right next to the fisherman actually probably. Although it might not be advised me because they can't fish up that side of the dock, and I can't put it next to the fisherman, so don't worry. Actually, you see, so it's going to require 48 wood and 12 stone. So that doesn't matter how far you go. It's really just the length. So if you do a little shorter, a little more direct path. I'm not going to do that. It's just to actually get the resources we need. It's better if you have it go right here, but this is right next to the stockpile. It's actually next to the quick. Sorry, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to go like that, and then click on some positives. But I'm going to get the road built out for now. Now, bridges are something you usually don't get rid of, unless you want to rebuild the bridge somewhere else. I have gotten rid of bridges in the past. I've always made sure, though, to have another bridge built before I get rid of it. Now, I said, it's great to put a stockpile over here, but because of the bridges in relation to the big stockpile, I'm not going to do that yet. Now, if we venture further along this island, like out in this area, or we start going across to this area with a little bridge, then you would start getting stockpile. There are times where I had built entire towns on other islands where we were gathering resources, and I've used that island once I strip all the resources out of it for other things. Oh, fishing hut is built. find one fisherman. So we have no builders needed right now, so I'm going to take all the builders away. We will resume building once winter is over. Probably early spring is when we'll resume building. But right now we're going to have to gather copious amounts of resources so that we can, for preparation of building things and things like that. So yeah, let's get all this stone. Gosh, we have tons of stone on the island. See, the reason is you might go, well, you have tons of stone. Why are you building over there? Well, I'm building over there I'm building over this reason. One, the stone is closer, which is good. And the second reason is we need iron, but I'm not seeing any iron nearby necessarily. There's iron right there, but gosh, we need iron for tools. There's got to be iron somewhere, right? The iron is so hard to find. Oh, I stand corrected. The iron is really hard to find. So, yeah, so iron might be a bit of a concern. You can build a mine into the side of a mountain to get iron. I'll show you what it looks like here. Mine. So a mine goes to the side of the mountain, this is what a mine looks like, and gets iron. The thing about a mine, the only thing about a mine is, can I build there? Okay. The only thing about building a mine is that a mine takes 40 to 68 stone. And if you've noticed, we're not exactly very good at stone production. Mine also takes workers, which we don't have. So, is a mine a good thing to build? Yes. In our case, probably. A quarry will probably not be necessary. A mine is a good thing to build. In fact, I'm going to place the mine, but I'm going to pause it. Now I have 68 stone. And we need to build other things before we build a mine. Now, a mine is something to think about seriously about whether or not you want to build it, because, and there's two reasons for that. One being that a mine stockpile right here for the mine. Now, a mine is something to think about because a mine gives you lots of iron and charcoal, which can be used as fuel instead of firewood. There's just one thing about a mine, though. The only thing about a mine that you have to be aware of is villagers can die in a mine from falling rocks. Now, villagers can die from childbirth. They can die from eating the wrong types of berries. That's usually a gatherer. Childbirth is a toss-up. It's not really a kind of spikes. It's random. It's roll dice, so to speak. But the fact of the matter is, where I'm at right now is we have this valve, that valve, this valve, this valve, this valve, this valve. Right now, so we got a while ago before this guy building. So and it's not breaks, So and gotcha. And so you go, well, how do you get more people rather than just bring people to the age of 7? And the way you get more people is that through building and such, and so then people grow up and they show up, get married, have more kids. But another way to get them too is to build a town hall and a market. And so the town hall and the market attracts people who are nomads. And what that means is you'll be doing something at the event log that I mentioned. It'll say nomads have arrived. And it's usually like 4 or 5 people. It takes a little bit of time to get them. They don't arrive in 5. So it doesn't take 5 years. It takes 5 to build. Now, you don't have to have a market built. You have to have a marketplace, but not built. Now you can go, hell, that's next to the market. The market is a very large, I'll show you what it is. It's where resources are put. Now, so the storage barn produces something there, and then they're transported to the market. The market's really big, yeah. So you have a market, and places you can put it. Now, market has a huge radius of where it gets resources from. So you want to put a market in a central location. And you might say, well, this is the central location. True, but that's the central location right now. A market right here would be great because it has that storage barn in range, and it has a bunch of other things in range, and you can build more down this. And you want to expand generally on the island you're on for a while. So you want to go this, because eventually you'll build probably a second market somewhere, maybe like build it up here or something. So you want to have something within range, and the storage barn within range means that you don't have to have the fields in range, and such. And most houses that are close by will go to it. But if you have the storage barn in range, all the resources that are put there, and the resources in the stockpiles, firewood and such, which isn't being put there, but it's okay. Everything that's sitting here, though, will go to the market. Now, it's not that they'll empty this out and everything go to the market. It's just they'll bring things to the market. People will go to the market and get things. And like I said, this is not operative. Well, this is determined. So you don't set the price to the market. It's not like those who can't get resources because they don't have money. The market, I think, is more of a bartering type thing. And also, I don't think they actually sell things to the market. It's more of a centralized location where you go to. Now, villagers will go to the closest resource area. So if you have a villager that lives here, and your market's over there, where I showed you, he's going to go to this. But if you have a villager that lives maybe, say, well, maybe even here or down in this general area, they're going to go to the market because it's closer. So, and the market vendors, people working for 16 people working in the market versus fully functional. So there you go. They will bring things from here. So it's the same with the trading post. People who are traders will bring things from the trading post where they're supposed to go. So when you have a livestock thing, they're bringing something there. He will go to the trading post to get the sheep, but if he's too busy doing things like getting the plants ready, getting the grass ready, the tradesman will bring the sheep to the livestock thing. So this guy carrying inventory fish. Okay. Now it says he's doing an herbalist. We don't have an herbalist built, but the herbalist also needs to go here and get things. So look at that. So as you can see, we're getting quite a bit of stone. I think that's intentional. Excuse me, because the blacksmith is going to require a lot of stone as it's mined. Now there might be some distance to build the mine first, because we need 32 iron to build the blacksmith, and we have 20 iron, and I see iron anywhere. Yeah, but the mine might be the first thing we build. We need a lot of stone for that. But if we build that bridge, we'll be getting plenty of stone. As you can see, winter's about to break, and we will get back to work. So snow guys, green is back. It's still late winter, but now early spring is when your farmers will go directly back to work, so you can have to assign them and reassign them. Give them a kickstart. They know exactly what they're supposed to do. You're already at them, didn't it? Smokes. Yeah, sometimes your villagers can be very effective. My woodcutter is very effective, as you can tell. So it's still waiting. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's waiting for spring. Sitting right. Oh, his dad did this. This is the 7-year-old one. Oh, he's walking away. So yeah, sometimes you'll see farmers standing at their fields in late winter just waiting for the early spring to hit. And usually in late winter, your farmers will start idling and doing nothing because they're just waiting for that signal to start. So it's early spring now. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unpause this actually. I'm going to this video here though for right now. So thanks for watching. I'll probably do some more Banished. I love this game. And I play these in my spare time. So anyways, I hope you like Banished, and for now, yeah, let's watching out.